everybody, Coach Abel here, and I'm continuing my webinars about why people continue to fail in their weight loss physique transformation efforts. So here's some more transformation solutions you haven't thought of. Now, essentials for transformation success: emotional readiness and emotional management, also emotional preparedness, time management, and other kinds of management. Today, we're going to focus mostly on the emotional management side of the equation. So here's one of the things straight off the bat that you need to know. There is nothing wrong with starting with a piecemeal approach. For instance, start with one better, healthier meal a day only if that is all you are truly ready for right now. And I'll repeat that again below in context. The mistake so many of you make is you think you can dive into an all or nothing approach to weight loss and physique transformation, but you are not mentally or emotionally prepared for that beyond your own imagination. You haven't done the mental or emotional prep work to be prepared for a wholesale investment approach, so you end up flailing and then failing. And if you examine your past failed attempts at weight loss and physique transformation, then you know this to be true. So for so many of you, trying to solve it all right now is unrealistic. It adds stress and further increases the likelihood that you're going to fail. Slow down. You can't get there faster by thinking you can speed up the process. You can't. If it took you years and years to gain weight, get fat, become unhealthy, or whatever, these issues are not solved in one single moment of a motivated decision. Now think about that. I'll put that up on the screen for you to read and cement home in your head. But if it took you years and years to gain weight, get fat, become unhealthy, or whatever, these issues aren't solved in one single moment of a motivated decision. And we know that just by examining New Year's resolutions every year. So stop trying too hard to do too much too fast. Like I said, if one healthy meal per day feels less threatening to you as a starting point, then let that be your starting point. I get that all the time with clients who are trying to switch to a plant-based diet. What'll happen is we'll just start with one meal. We'll start with one meal of beans, starch, and veggies instead of animal proteins, and that'll be their starting point. And it's not doing too much, too hard, and too fast. So here's why that's such a problem. Too hard, too fast leads to overwhelm. It leads to frustration. It leads to exhaustion. Worse, it leads to feeling trapped by your own goals. If too much, too hard, too fast goes unchecked for too long, it can lead to what? It can lead to depression, frustration, and worst of all, it can lead to resentment. You start resenting your own goal, and that doesn't make too much sense. Too hard, too much, too fast are not keys to success. They are signposts to failure ahead. If you hate the process, you're not going to last very long doing it, let alone allow it to be a lifestyle change and a permanent lifestyle change. So working harder and harder and more aggressively can actually sabotage you. Your process has to be acceptable and enjoyable and even invigorating if possible. Think about it for a minute. How far has the white knuckle approach got you in the past? It may get you initially through a honeymoon period, but doesn't it all inevitably come crashing down? Slow down to think it through. You can't rush the results anyway. More often than not, the clients that do the worst with me are the ones who are trying to rush the process and rush the results, and they think they should be seeing more than they are seeing. So you figure it out by slowing down, and slowing down calms you down. And you figure it out by choosing to be proactive instead of being reactive as a result of frantic mental energy. Reactive is a state that is a result of not slowing down to think. Reactive is a result of frantic mental energy. So ask yourself if your pace and strategy are realistic, or are you flirting with too hard, too much, too fast? Something to consider. That's why we're putting it up on the screen here. Look, This is especially problematic if you are older. There's a reason there's old cliches that are true, like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. A lot of people who are aging, who never had health problems in their younger years, are now having health problems in their later years, and it's freaking them out, especially with viruses and such. But they want to rush to do too much, to do it too hard, and do it too fast. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, or maybe you can if you slow it down and be patient. So the lesson here is adjusting is a lot more practical than deep diving. Remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So there is no harm in starting slower and more methodically. So slow down. Remind yourself that too much, too hard, too fast is not a path to achieving your goal, especially if that isn't your nature to begin with. Don't attack your goal. Attach yourself to the process instead and attend to your goal as you would tend to a child that you love. It isn't about the hardcore, hard-ass approach. The softer approach can often be much more efficient. This is what real emotional readiness is and what real emotional preparedness boils down to. It's not some imaginary gun to the head, all or nothing mindset. Where has that got you in the past? Look, if your status quo in your life has a neutral or even a negative impact on you, like people who write me and they just say you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then you need to make choices that make you feel better about yourself for now. Not best ever, just better than your usual status quo. Make constructive and productive choices that feel like no big deal. Calm waters. Baby steps are often better and more realistic than giant leaps, especially when you consider the emotional context of it all and your emotional readiness to make big changes. So you have to start simple, start small, and think that way in your own mind. Remember, the essential for success is making this be not such a big deal after all. If you keep telling yourself it's such a big deal, then you really aren't emotionally ready or emotionally prepared to take it on long term. Most people fail at transformation goals because they never truly address emotional readiness and emotional preparedness that leads to emotional management that creates calm, not big waves, calm, steady streams of energy that you can rely on and you can build upon. So you need to think about this if you fail more often than you succeed at weight loss and physique transformation. So these are some more essentials to transformation success, truly addressing your emotional readiness and your emotional preparedness for change. So I hope that helps. If you like this video, by all means, please share, comment down below, subscribe, whatever. Hit that notification bell to get more frequent notifications when I post more videos. Hopefully this series of webinars on why people fail and the mind games that are involved with success and the mindset of achievement will help you. And I will see you all in the next video.